What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. I don't know. Maybe you said, hey, somebody's reviewing Monkey Man, and I want to see what the hell this idiot thinks. Well, if that's the case, subscribe to this idiot's channel. It's a good sell so far. Why? Because it's free. Costs you nothing. And you're helping somebody out, and you're going to get some reviews out of the theater reactions, long-form shows, short stuff, everything. Dev Patel directs this one. He stars in this one. Dev Patel's always been a good actor. This is the superstar making turn. Not only just as an actor, an action star, someone who just shows his dramatic chops. He's a really good director. He's got really good senses. The music in this film is as much of a character as anybody else. So what is this? It's a revenge film. Here's this guy. He's fighting with a monkey mask on. Why? Well, he's gotten himself into some stuff. Why? It's a revenge tale. Why? Got to see the movie. But throughout this movie, he is challenged with something that happened in his past, and he is trying to make it right. But the question is, how do you do that? Do you do it with rage? Do you do it with anger? You get a lot of the Indian culture. You can see that Dev Patel was very much inspired by movies from his country, from movies that he was probably shaped on through growing up. But obviously, there's a lot of John Wick-isms. I think there's a bit of John Wick meets Neo in certain parts of this movie, right? Then there's other things that obviously come in. There's even a reference to John Wick, because they know anytime you have these types of movies, someone's gonna, oh, it's kind of like John Wick. But there's a lot more to it. I love John Wick. There's a lot more to it than just an action film. And I know that the first John Wick, to me, the reason why it's so special, I think the best one out of all of them, is because of the story involved in it too, and the emotion behind it. And that's what this movie has. This movie has an emotional core to it. This movie has tremendous action. The biggest criticism I have for this movie is sometimes the shaky cam is a little bit too much for me. Sometimes it's a small criticism, but it is a little nitpicky. But there's a couple times when maybe a few of the shots go on a little longer, and you're like, okay, I see what we're doing here, but maybe we could just get to the next story point, because the story point's so good, and the story is so you're so engaged in it, and it's because it's not just an action movie. It's because of the dramatic performance that Dev Patel puts into this movie that you care about this character, and you care about they tell this kind of this fable that has everything to do with the story itself and the belief in oneself and the idea of why you're doing what you're doing in your mission in life in general, and all those lessons are put in there. And like I said, anytime you do an action movie, you're going to get compared to other things, and you're going to say, well, is it just one of those movies? Someone even said to me before this movie started, someone I saw, a friend that I ran into, said, I just want to see people get their ass kicked. You do, but that's not what the movie is entirely. And sometimes you just want to go see a movie to get people get their ass kicked. It's not that, though. You get some drama. I'm telling you, the music is so powerful in this movie. It's so powerful. It's so well done. And I absolutely see this movie in the theater. Absolutely see this movie in the theater. Sharlto Copley is also in this film, and it doesn't have like a major role, but when he shows up, he is great. And I'm trying not to give away too much about who does what, because I think you just get that into the story. But it's got gangster elements. It's got I don't want to say superhero elements. That's not accurate, but the idea of like I said, a fable, a hero, revenge tale, all that and more. So this is a pretty high score for me. I'm going to go 4.5 out of 5. It's probably my second favorite movie of the year, behind Dune 2 right now. Loved this movie. Thought it was absolutely spectacular, and Dev Patel does a tremendous job acting and directing. There's certain shots in the way that just he can still shoot it gritty and make it look so clean. And I think you'll understand what I mean with the photos. Like the stuff that's going on is gritty and needs to be kind of grungy in times, of this kind of the underworld, and yet the photography is just so slick. And obviously that's the DP, but the way that Dev Patel kind of wants it shot, and the way that there's certain close-ups that you get the intensity from the character It's a very unique movie, and I highly recommend it. So that's my review for Monkey Man. Go and check it out. Or do you want to see it? Have you ever heard of this movie? Do you want to see this movie? Are you excited to see this movie? What say you? As I said earlier, if you can, subscribe to the channel, man. It helps us out. It's free. Well, I don't want to. Yeah, don't be lazy. You go like this. You look. You use your phone. Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop. And now you're subscribed to the channel.